Welcome back for another round of the Patreon board. This month is going to be a bit special in that on top of the requested reviews, I'll be doing a bonus video based on what my patrons vote for. For now though, the movie critic dude has requested that I cover the sequel to his last requested movie. That's right, we're taking a look at Hoodwinked 2. Hood vs. Evil. Now again, despite the faults of the first movie, I could see people liking it for its concept, humor and the like, but unlike Space Chimps, which kinda shares that sentiment, you could see a sequel be made given how the first movie ended, but given the reception, would you really want to make a sequel? Well, they must have, since the box office grossing was well over $100 million more than their budget, so why not take a chance? This time, we're dealing with a $30 million budget film, which, while still having Cambar Entertainment as a production company, and the Weinstein Company distributing, instead of Blue Yonder, we have Arc Productions providing additional aid. And they were originally Stars Animation, who assisted Vanguard Animation in making... Space Chimps. Haven't even started the actual review, and twice now Space Chimps gets brought up. Only the second time, it leaves me with a bad feeling. And actually, this studio has gone through multiple names over the last 2 decades, and is currently going under Jam-Filled Toronto. I wonder what they're making. Oh, god damn it! I don't even want to know what that's about! Anyway, back to Hoodwinked. While Corey and Todd Edwards returned to write for the movie, Mike Disa became the director, without having seen the first movie prior to being approached, but Corey believed his enthusiasm toward the Hoodwinked universe can do the sequel justice. Considering what would happen later, yeah, right. But we can save some of the juicier details later in regards to this film's failings, so let's get started. This is Hoodwinked 2. Hood vs. Evil. So, as it was established in the first movie, the main cast joined the Happily Ever After agency, and they, with the exception of Red currently, are on an assignment while she's training elsewhere. Most of the main cast reprises their roles here. However, this time, Red is voiced by Hayden Panettiere, while Kirk is voiced by Martin Short. Odd change for him, but let's wait and see before I judge. The assignment, without even needing to say names, is an obvious raid on the witch who tries to bake Hansel and Gretel, the two being voiced by Bill Hader and Amy Poehler. And the animation is slightly improved. For the human characters, it's more noticeable that the new studio gave Granny and Red less uncanny faces, allowing for more expressions. It's still not up to stuff compared to some other films that came out that year, but let's not forget, this is still mostly done by an indie studio. Anyway, it seems they amped up the Red and Wolf rivalry, since he seems to disapprove of her constantly missing assignments to go do whatever she wants. He does try to get things done his way with the aid of Twitchy, but since he takes too long even getting her attention, Twitchy more or less gets caught, which forces a swarm of the place.
Get the door! Just got more pop. I think it's weakening. Agents, take a bite out of crime.
Wolf, this entire operation is a shambles.
I know, but I can fix it.
She got the kids!
You're alive.
Now we'll never catch up with her.
Sweet ride!
Boys,
Sorry, goodies, but this is a dinner flight.
help us! She has flavorful marinade!
Okay, I can kinda see the humor, but how much you wanna bet there'll be more misses than hits this time around? So yeah, Granny gives chase because she's a badass, though I'm not kidding when I say that during the whole chase, they never shut up.
Oh yeah, I'm regretting that burrito.
Help us! She has put us in little cages. It is dehumanizing.
We are like delicious veal!
You'll never save them.
Tree in the way.
Oh, put on your man pants, Wolfie.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Can we go back for my stomach? It's pink, shaped like a football. Has my lunch in.
Oh, knuckle up, dog.
Follow coast to base. We are in pursuit of which? Stand by.
It's like with the post-movie SpongeBob episodes. There's hardly any pausing between characters talking. Anyway, it seems the witch was anticipating this and cuffs her to the cage, taking her and the children. But hey, at least we get to see that goat again.
Oh, I'm singing goat by the name of Jappin. I got singing talent, I get to tapping. Till one day I walked in the path of a motorcycle. I got knocked off a cliff into quite a pickle.
I'm uninsured.
And onto a branch, and a pointy rock, and an angry rock climber, and a beaver.
He's going to be a running gag, isn't he? They lose them in a sea of windmills, because why wouldn't there be this many? But before they do, Wolf, during his rescue attempt, hears this.
Sorry, Granny, I gotcha.
No, Wolf, don't! It's a trap!
Now, could this mean that she overheard something that changes the course of the movie? No, it's just a sign that he needs help. Nothing more. We then cut to Red, who is trying to deliver cupcakes, but is confronted by a giant bridge troll, which I guess is a take on the bridge troll from the Three Billy Goats Scruff. Though why does he have to sound like a stereotype?
So, you think you can deliver that basket of goodies across my bridge, do you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. You did not just say that. I did not hear that. There ain't no way my bridge is being crossed by some muffin-delivering, red hood-wearing, fairy-tale cliche little girl.
Ooh, I think Tyler Perry's going to sue somebody. It's also weird that during the fight, he grows 2 more arms, only to lose them for a moment before getting them back again.
Great continuity!
We see later on that it was a test to get the cupcakes to the temple, likely as a means to control her emotions and to keep her focused on a single goal. Because when she lets the troll's taunts get to her, she ends up kicking his ass, and loses the basket. Anything else I should know about this place?
Show me the 7-layer kick. Show me the spatula. Show me the flying rolling pin.
Everyone's an old lady here, yet Red is the only young person. At any rate, she gets the call from Nikki about Granny's abduction, but before she can head out, she's taken to learn about the super truffle recipe that Granny completed once.
The power of this goodie is so great, it must be ever kept from those who would misuse it. Like those wannabes at the Food Network.
Holla, Rachel raised the devil.
Can't imagine what it'd be like if this came out after the Paula Deen incident. It seems to act like Sanji's attack cuisine, in that eating the truffle makes you more powerful. But uh-oh, the recipe is gone! Never mind how it could be taken, what with all those doors we've seen. But the reason Granny would have been taken is knowledge of the secret ingredient that only a true sister would know. Speaking of Granny, the witch tries to get her to make a chocolate truffle, which makes you wonder how she even knows about it.
That's right, Abigail. I have everything but the secret ingredient, and you're going to give it to me.
Oh, she took the recipe. That explains it. Soylent Green. Oh, what the hell's that reference doing here? Either way, if she doesn't make it, she'll bake the children. In the meantime, Red returns to HEA headquarters, where Wolf is, and they begin to argue.
But maybe if you'd been around to look after the old girl yourself, I wouldn't have had
If I was training.
Yeah, well, while you've been
You know
off
that
playing
thing
Kung
you do
Fu
if you
Betty
don't wanna be a
Crocker, I've been
complete
here.
They learn that the witch has hired people to find the key ingredients for the truffle, who all seem to be linked to a giant.
He's a reputed smuggler, a juggler, a robber, a cobbler, a picker, a grinner, a restaurateur, and blogs about animated films.
He should get a life.
Indeed.
Well, now I'm obligated to hate this movie for insulting people who critique animated films. Their lead suspect is apparently at a casino in Big City. How original. Which honestly doesn't look very impressive. I was expecting more medieval-esque design instead of going for San Francisco. Still, tell me I'm not the only one who notices the distractions they try to throw at you here.
Formerly, the Denver Nuggets.
What are you doing?
Reading about the Big Bird in case we get a chance to sightsee.
We're not here to sightsee. We're here to find Granny.
Fine, but you're missing out on a chance to visit the Old Mother Hubbard Museum. Largest collection of empty cupboards in the world, which is weird.
It's like the only way to keep children's attention is to have random things happen despite most of the civilians just being casual about it. It's not even good humor either, just cheap and boring slapstick. Oh look, there's Chief Grizzle. Yeah, they have cameos in this movie, though they seem too random. Hell, earlier they had the lizard director guy fall in a sewer hole. Just why? They have to convince Jimmy Tenstrings, voiced by Wayne Newton, to tell them what he knows about anything. And of course, the two argue over which of them should do it and how. Red ends up talking to him and almost immediately gets taken to see the giant, voiced by Brad Garrett.
You, with the red hanky on the head, are you trying to play my harp? You could end up singing with the angels playing my harp.
Tell me about the witch.
What witch? Which witch?
Good one, boss.
Did you just laugh at me? Do I amuse you? Am I some sort of clown to you?
I hate my job.
If and when I get to film Gold, I got something to counter this pitiful excuse of a moment. She threatens the giant, but of course he counters with his own threats. Wolf tries to use his disguise to talk their way out, which almost doesn't work, but he found him funny enough that he invites them to eat dinner with. Not that they do anything funny with this, they just show Twitchy steal the harp. Like, come on. They could have done more with this to take advantage of Patrick Warburton's talent. Quit wasting it. They escape, though not without a chase.
Is this your first time doing this? Because Granny just left me $20.
I'll show those pipsqueaks who's the big man around here. Putting fingers on my property, like that Jack guy. Still picking pieces of him out of my teeth. I'll grind up their bones to make my pasta fazool!
Tell us who the giant's getting ingredients for.
Yeah, well, you know the giant is not usually very happy about those who spill his personal beans. Maybe I could tell you something about Goldilocks. That is not her natural hair color.
Really?
Just tell us who ordered the thefts.
Okay, already, I'll tell you. Every day the giant gets a call for a new ingredient from the bunny.
Oh, so Boingo is in this movie. How is he giving orders from prison? They're forced to jump, and of course the giant gets knocked off by his own men, and damn it, that goat again.
Cause things is crazy in the country, but here I'm nice and comfy.
Hey, wait a minute. How did that polar bear get down here already? He was at the casino last time. Oh, forget it. They visit Boingo and, god damn it, not again.
Hello, Clarice.
Who's Clarice?
She is. Hi, Clarice.
Enjoy the book.
First Cats and Dogs 2, now this. So it's obvious the janitor is the witch. But to be fair, it's too dark for Wolf to notice. They are unable to get any info out of him since Boingo gets them to argue with each other. Much to his delight, even once they confirm he does get notes from the witch, they realize, oh snap, it was the janitor, and pursue, only to lose her after.
Yeah, I've said it before. Disguises work.
Would you stop it already? If you hadn't distracted me in there, I would've...
Oh, so this is my fault too?
Yeah, it is.
That's great, coming from someone who just took off to play Crouching Baker. I stayed to do the job. It's not like this is easy. I'm doing my best here.
Yeah, well, your best got my granny and 2 innocent kids kidnapped.
Okay, fine. You're right. It did. This is all my fault. My screw-ups are putting everyone in danger.
At least it didn't take long to admit it was all his fault. So they separate, though at least Red has a clue on where to go. Later, Granny shows that she's been buying time, though partially due to how the witch's stuff is crap, and ends up using the chocolate sticks she got to free herself. This part might seem cool, except where are the beams coming from? What kind of wooden house is this? She finds Hansel and Gretel watching the first movie on TV. No, really, look at the TV.
The exit is there. We saw the witch go through that way.
Show me, but we gotta be quiet.
The exit is straight ahead. Don't be suspicious. Continue moving.
What? What is this?
It's a big cage, dum-dum.
You mean to tell me these two were the bad guys?
What a twist! She was locked up tight.
She was. She just needed more
tools to do the escaping with?
You mean all this time you two were never...
In danger? No. We're not even kidnapped.
We're the kidnappers!
Yeah! You've been hoodwinked! Too!
No! That is not how you title drop. The way the movie is titled is meant to be like if you said, I've been hoodwinked too! Like if someone was hoodwinked before you. So apparently the reason they're evil is because of society. I guess either because they're fat shamed or they don't get enough sweets. I don't know, and I hardly care right now. So yeah, the witch is named Verushka. And she was also a sister who was always jealous at Granny for being better than her. And yeah, they gotta be cynical about this flashback. I will say I like the creepy designs on Hansel and Gretel. If this were a horror film, I'd say this would have worked a lot better than normal. Anyway, time for a lame montage!
Muffins. Walking by myself, thinking how it all went down, and you thought I went crazy, but it just didn't make any sense to keep going. Yeah, I made some mistakes, time to start doing right.
Also, they're just reusing designs at this point. Not even generic animals, I mean. But I mean, she passes by the same lizard director guy, even though she was talking to him earlier during the same damn montage.
Hey, down here. It's better to give than to receive, so give me $1 and you'll feel better.
No, I'm just looking for...
A quest? I love the... Ooh, you work out?
Let me guess, you're the one guy who is going to solve this problem without too much effort, aren't you?
DCT. You tried dental clown tech?
Yes, I've tried everywhere.
Yeah, it's tough. Wait a second. Dark Castle Towers.
Dark Castle?
My brothers and I used to live there.
Yeah, sounds about right. He shows her the way to where the castle is, and she decides to call Nikki to see if Wolf is there. Spoilers, he's not, and to send agents to where she is. Too bad she didn't think to do this further away from the tower, because of course Hansel and Gretel intercept the call. Knowing this would happen, they decide to strike first by sending pigs to HEA headquarters. What is this, like Fast 8, where the bad guy just knows where HQ is? Meanwhile, Wolf is back in his home and getting the typical blatant reminder that he left Red. Only it's more blatant with the wolf analogies.
Coming up next, Shark Week. Because as bad as sharks are, they're still not wolves.
He's dead, Jim. But how the... Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a doc. All right. Well, I'd say he was abandoned by an unreliable partner, just when he needed one most.
Now, I know they established that he's actually a dog, but I gotta say, wolves get just as much crap put on them as cats. And that's really sad. Oh hey, I was wondering when Twitchy would hook up with those squirrels we saw a few times. But you know, this is the one time where he's audible, yet has more sense than Wolf.
I've been thinking about Granny and Red, and I was wondering, did I do the right thing?
Wolf, I have been waiting for you to say that. You gotta get back in the game. The HEA needs you. You got mad skills. Red needs you.
Ah, she doesn't need me.
Doesn't need you? Doesn't need you. Red is out there looking for her granny all alone, and she needs your help, even if she won't admit it.
You are dropping some hard science on me.
Red.
As if they didn't have enough pigs, they have 3 of them be the 3 little pigs, which doesn't even make sense since Wolf was just a reporter during his life. Unless this was another HEA thing. They managed to escape in Twitchy's trailer and, damn it, Goat! Well good, he's dead now. We can end the movie. Oh wait, Red needs to do something.
Hey, do you guys hear something?
Great news! My doctor says I'm gonna live!
Did you have cancer or something? What's the joke? Wolf and Twitchy find HQ ruined. After learning what happened, Nikki convinces Wolf that he's their only hope, and I'm not kidding, by the time the pigs even consider taking Red in, Wolf immediately shows up ready to save her. Like, why? Why did you wait this long? You stupid pigs! Sadly, he gets his ass kicked, meaning Twitchy and Red save the day. It's not like it matters. Verushka can't get Granny to mix the truffle because everyone's acting like children.
Please make the truffle.
Nope.
Oh, you were always like that, Abigail.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
Was not.
Were too.
Not well.
Red and Wolf make up and decide they need to find a way in. Guess who they decide to call on?
I love you all. That is nice. Now I got to go in now. Bye.
Sounds close enough. Also, ew, what are those? Without even knowing why they're here, he knows they need his help and offers his friends the yodelers to help them get in. Huh. Who knew that by becoming a professional yodeler, you become friends with mercenaries? Admittingly, this is probably the best part of the movie, if only because of how they include yodelers who kick ass and a German remix of Kung Fu fighting.
Exactly, Schweinhund.
This little piggy is out, and this little piggy is out. Is anyone else hungry?
Ow! Broken nail. They leave Granny's rescue to Wolf and Red, and the two run into Hansel and Gretel. And they have no idea they're behind all this. And well, Wolf and Twitchy are the first to go down. Red finds the kitchen that Granny was using, and of course, finds the batch that she was working on.
When you're a true sister of the hood, you just know.
Luke, trust the Force.
What?
Oh, sorry about that. Wrong hero quest.
Oh, but here's the dumb part.
Ow. Macadamia nuts.
Now we know!
Ja, Hansel.
Ja, Gretel.
We're evil. We're evil. Verushka, be a dear and fetch us a bag of macadamia nuts.
So, the only reason they established the true sister bit was so that they can try and get it out of Red should she get this far? I was honestly expecting them to use her as a bargaining chip to get Granny to finish the recipe. But nope, they just rely on sheer incompetence to figure out the secret ingredient, which I guess would help Red realize she's a true sister, because then she would know what the secret ingredient is. What? Oh, and I guess Red couldn't just fight them, and we just skipped to the truffle already being created? At least Red put up a fight against Boingo, and we saw it. How the hell did she let herself get taken when they had nothing threatening Granny's life? Gah. She apologizes to Granny for being a loner, as she wanted to live up to her expectations, and yada yada yada. Hansel and Gretel plan to sell their creations to villains, but also decide to eat one for themselves.
You can't handle the power!
You know, if Big Mom were to get a hold of these truffles, she could have her whole family become giants in no time. Of course, Verushka gets double-crossed, and they sick the giant spider on them. What's Wolf and Twitchy doing during all this? Trying to free themselves while going up and down the elevator. Yep. Oh, Kirk and his band are more useful, which is a surprise since Kirk was a bit of a bumbling fool during the first movie. Now he actually has a handle on things. Progress. They manage to drive back the spider, and Granny ends up saving Verushka after she tried to escape. Friendship rekindled?
Those kids could level the whole city. With the power of the super truffle, no one will be able to stop them.
What, not even the giant can stop them? Or any tanks? Oh well, Red goes after them while Granny convinces Verushka she's still a sister to her. And then she borrows her broom so she and Wolf can fly down and help. Red does manage to knock the two down, only to smack herself into a lamppost. Really? But once Granny and the others get involved, this fight...
Back here!
Sorry, my bad. We're clear. You can stop swerving.
I'm trying. This thing isn't easy to steer, you know.
I
I'm sticking to motorcycle.
That was sweet!
Uh-oh.
Only oxen-free!
One for the Truffle.
2 because we are so very evil.
3 because I also agree we are evil.
4
to 5.
Yeah, it's still not very good overall. Of course, it's now that Wolf decides to apologize for everything and... of course a stick of gum is enough to throw them off balance. But then Verushka shows up after getting the spider to help save them because...
Here wasn't so bad after all. Just needed a friend.
Whatever. They come up with a plan to let the siblings eat the truffles for reasons we'll see in a bit. For now, Goat is still alive and... Seriously, go home! You were fine there! Stop showing up when you're not wanted! Through the power of teamwork, they managed to get the truffles back, but uh-oh, callback! Guess she wasn't able to conquer her emotions after all?
I'm sorry.
We did the tricking of you, you silly little girl.
That's just really great. Now they can get away. Or worse, they could figure out that if they eat more truffles, they would become completely unstoppable.
Really?
Wolf!
Did I say that out loud?
Well, there goes their profit. But by eating those truffles, they become so enlarged that they... Actually, they just balloon up like a blueberry. Quick, get the Oompa Loompas! They'll know what to do! So everything wraps up with Verushka joining Granny and the sisters once again, as they're being hired by HEA. And of course we end with Red and Wolf going off to handle another assignment while doing this. That was Hoodwinked 2. And yeah, it was bad. Though given how some people were commenting, I was expecting this to be as bad as Space Chimps 2. But that didn't really turn out that way. It's definitely not very good. Don't get me wrong. And the problems come from going about the same tropes that other children's animated films follow, with multiple references to modern day conveniences, like I hear Facebook and Twitter get mentioned, cynical humor that wasn't as prominent in the previous film. Like they abandoned being conservative with those jokes and just went full out with whatever they could find to where it goes overboard. More so than any Shrek film, to be honest. I'm also disappointed they didn't try harder to mix fantasy and modern day settings to actually look unique. Only a few locations actually do that, but they end up contrasting with the setting more so than the first movie. Then, of course, the character development just feels bland and uninspired, as the main characters feel like arguing with each other for reasons that they tell you at the beginning, rather than seeing it for ourselves. The villains are not very interesting, and their motivations feel rather dull. In a way, they kinda repeat Boingo's plans of getting back at people, but it's not that clear. Points for at least making them evil a twist, but it's still not very memorable. If anything, the writing just isn't as clever as before. Now, unlike the first movie, this one not only got negative reviews, but it was a bomb at the box office, only making back a little over half of its budget. But that's not all. See, originally the film was meant to be released in theaters January of 2010, but was announced they'd be pushed back to February due to the Weinstein Company wanting to promote Youth in Revolt that same year, even though they already had a toy deal with Burger King already planned, and it actually went through anyway. But then, due to a lawsuit by the creators for delaying the film and for not consulting them on any changes that were made, the film got delayed again to April of 2011. Like, damn! At least G.I. Joe's second movie was delayed due to wanting to add 3D effects. But to have legal issues? All in all, not a good way to end. And as far as things go, Canbar Entertainment hasn't made anything since this movie, so it looks like it suffered the same fate as Vanguard. Not much else I can say, really. If they had more experience and better opportunities, they could have gone places, but misfortune awaited them, and this is the end result. Not the worst movie I've seen, obviously, but a sure sign that any film can be your last. Next time, we'll be looking at something better. So stay tuned if you want to learn the truth of yourself.
Hoodwinked 2. Hey, you got Hoodwinked 2.
5, 4, fum. Let me hear you scream. I know you scared of me when I step on the scene.